No thank you to the Biden administration for precipitating the worst border crisis in American history. I would say that Joe Biden and his administration were incompetent, but I think it was intentional. It was intentional that he flooded at least 8 million illegal aliens into our country. And what is the Democrats' solution? The Democrats' solution seems to be, unless you've been convicted of a violent crime, you can stay. Not only can you stay, but we will pass amnesty bills to support you. We will block enforcement of immigration laws and endanger ICE officers with sanctuary city policies. We'll give you welfare. We'll give you health care. We'll give you free education. You know, if you want to come here as a birthright tourist, your kids will be citizens, and that will help you to stay in the country permanently. We'll give you free stays at luxury hotels. Oh yeah, Biden and his administration have really done a great job. Donald Trump has lowered illegal border crossings by 95%. Somehow that doesn't count. There are going to be surges later on, don't you know? Well, you know, this all gets away from the purpose of this hearing, which is the fact that activist protests, including those by members of Congress, obstruct immigration enforcement and undermine public safety. In April and May alone, there were more than 14 demonstrations planned across 12 states targeting ICE detention centers and related facilities. These types of demonstrations physically impede ICE detention center operations on purpose and inhibit the successful processing of detained illegal aliens. And you know what? I do care whether illegal aliens have committed violent crimes, of course, but I think every illegal immigrant, as you've pointed out, Mr. Michkowski, has broken the law and needs to leave. And to me, due process is you prove that they're not here legally, they get the hell out of our country.
The gentleman yield for a friendly question.
No, I do not. It's my time. You've spoken about 4 times so far in this hearing. For example, on May 4th, 2025, activists protested an ICE field office as a detention bus left, with law enforcement agents forced to surround the bus to prevent interference, diverting staff from other duties and delaying detainee transfers. The protests directly impeded law enforcement, federal law, and put ICE officers at risk. Mr. Michkowski, do law enforcement officers and ICE officers, do they receive training how to deal with crowds and riots?
Sir, yes, sir, they do.
I'm sorry, is the time clock I don't know how much, I think I have some time left, but the time clock went black. Oh, there we go. Okay. How are ICE officials trained to react when a gate would be broken and stormed by a group of raucous protesters?
Sir, from what I saw in the video, I think they handled themselves the way they could, the best they could in that situation. I mean, what I saw was a lot of belly bumping from lawmakers, putting their hands on the officers, whether you agree or not agree. It's unlawful. Yeah. It shouldn't happen.
Well, there's assault and there's battery, and when you touch another person without their consent, that's battery. And battery of a law enforcement officer, is that a violation of the law?
Yes, sir.
Even if you're a member of Congress?
Yes, sir.
We members of Congress aren't above the law.
Absolutely, sir. And they were trying to protect maybe the facility. There was a lot of commotion there. Their number one concern at that moment is making sure nobody enters a secure environment and that could pose risk to a detainee or a congressperson or anybody else in that situation, sir.
Right, right. Why do DHS and ICE officers, why do they wear body cams?
Sir, can I answer that question?
Sure.
As Chief of Staff of ICE, I implemented the first policy for body-worn cameras, and they created a pilot within Homeland Security investigations to carry that out. That, in the last year, has been rescinded by the current administration.
Okay.
So they are not funding, and they are not moving forward with the body-worn camera program under the Trump administration. But I was glad to see, quite frankly, in the criminal complaint against the Congresswoman, that some of the officers still had their cameras on.
Yeah.
So hopefully this Congress
Yeah, and we have footage.
commit to fully
We have
implementing
footage,
this across
and we have
immigration.
footage of officers being assaulted.
Mr. Onder, if I could
Yes.
respond to that question.
Yes.
It's a twofold purpose. One, it protects the officer from any allegations that they engaged in violations of civil rights laws, and it also reminds the officer of the fact that somebody's always watching.
And Mr. Arthur, why do ICE officers occasionally wear masks?
ICE officers occasionally wear a mask because, unfortunately, in this heated environment, they get doxxed, they get attacked, they get threatened at their homes. People disclose where they live, disclose their phone numbers, where their children go to school.
Well, thank you so much, and thank you all for your testimony. I yield back.